Hi, you guys. Okay, here I am doing my weird stuff as I start. Okay, hopefully you can see this. There, look, I figured it out. It's figured out. I figured it out, at least to get it to look this way. And I don't have the candles on back there because I'm afraid that I'll set myself on fire with the way my luck's been going. All right, so I have questions I have to answer first because this is most important. I'm grabbing it over here. Hold on. All right. I'm back because I am the worst host of any show. Oh, and I don't have my pillow. I have to sit up because I'm short and there. So I sit up like this. Okay. So, and my butt hurts. From sitting on the chair. That sounds really bad. Okay. So you guys asked me what kind of lipstick I was using. I don't have much of this left, but I thought I would show you. I have to order online. I used to get it at the 99-cent store. No joke. And it's called 932 4K Beige, and it's by this company called, it's JONTEBLU. So it's Jaunt Blue, and it just looks like this. It literally was $1. I think they're like $5. So I line my lips with it. I know the guys on here are like, shut up. So I line my lips with it, but you guys asked me, and then I fill it all the way in, and I use, where is my lip liner over there? I use Estelle's makeup. So Estelle is Jaffa Cosmetics, the real Estelle Day on Instagram, but I use her Jaffa lip gloss over it. And that's what I do, but it's this liner. I am in love with this liner because it's got that kind of mauve, purpley, pinky color that kind of looks like the way I want it to. So I use it. And this is my last one. I have to order it. I ordered I don't know, so many of them because they're $5 now, not $1. I bought them all out of the dollar store too. Anyway, that's it. And the color is 932 4K Beige. And the company name, once again, is I've got to look at it. It's down, JONTEBLU. So that's the company.com. And look for that color online. Okay, so there's that. Then somebody else asked me about, oh, look, I've got this on. No wonder I'm screaming. Sorry. Forget what I'm doing, talking to clients, talking on here. I have no idea what I'm doing. But somebody asked me about my eyebrows because I have bleached hair, which, I'm going to show you what bleach I use too, because this is how we're starting today. Then we're going to get into good stuff. But I'm a Leo. We got to do beauty first. Okay, so they asked me about my eyebrows. Because my hair gets really, really white, I use the white shampoo, I do all of that. I have to actually bleach my eyebrows. Now, I don't ask my hairdresser to do it. I do it. And I've been doing it this way for years. So I bleach them lighter and then I pencil them in darker. So when I pencil it in darker, it's not dark it's like black and then white because that just looks weird. That looks 1983. Can't do that. So I use this. I go to, can you see this? Can you see this? This is Mega Blondes, and this is Lightest Natural Blonde, Mega Blondes. This is what I use, and it's like $4 at Namie's. I get it at Namie's. They have it at Sally's when they have it. I just stock Sally's for it. They didn't really have it, but they have it. And then I use it with like 10% peroxide. I did get this. I think this is 20. It's the only one I had in the cupboard. I don't use more than 20 on my hair, though, because that's how you fry your freaking hair. But I put it just with a little Q-tip here, and then I go in the shower and I wash it. And then I use this. I know this is very exciting. I use this pencil. This is, okay, so we have Benefits, and this is number 2. So I use this. It's called Goof Proof because I put my makeup on like a bad child who's just eaten too much sugar some mornings. So I'm like, ugh, like this. So I do use that, and I use it on my eyebrows because it makes it look more natural. Not that anybody thinks my blonde hair is natural, but that's actually what I do. So I do that. Now I've got to grab my bleach because I couldn't carry it. So I'm going to show you what bleach I use on my hair. I just ordered it. I got it through the mail. I fucking love it. Love. Okay, hold on. I'm getting it. And, okay, here I am. I'm getting my bleach and my other phone so I can tell people on Facebook I'm on live because I'm such a freaking weirdo. Okay, Redken Flash Lift. I ordered like a lot of it. It's weird. I ordered it before we were quarantined, and I do it myself. I do it myself like 3 or 4 times. And then when I leave spots everywhere on my hair, I go to my hairdresser. And she just looks at me like, what have you been doing? And then when I cut my own hair, she's like, what the fuck have you been doing? It's that kind of thing. But anyway, Redken Flash Lift with 20% peroxide. I put in a scoop, 1 scoop of the stuff, and then I put in 2 scoops of the peroxide. So it's 2 to 1. And I do it myself. My kids have been doing my hair since they were little. They just run by with a brush and do it in the back like I would catch them when they were like 10 and say, hey, I got a spot back here I can't see. And then sometimes I'll hold the mirror and do it back there because I have really short hair. Longer hair is easily, actually, because you can part your hair and do it. I'm really a closet hairdresser like a freak. I love hairdressing. I think it's the best thing in the world. Like, that's my goal next life. Okay, putting that down. Sorry, I can't get my table close and this stupid thing. So the other makeup I use, I use the Stila glitter right here. And it's called Plum Love, and I love Plum. That's basically what I love. This one is Laura Mercier, and Kenna got it for me. That's Jason's girl, Lila's mom, and she's a makeup artist. So she got this for me, and I do that also in the creases. Because I have hazel eyes, purple works with hazel eyes, so that's how it works. And then I use this one, same company, and I use that just there. Basically what I do. And, oh my God, I forgot my foundation. I use the Shape Tape, and I think it's now I've just forgotten the name of it, but anyway, look up Shape Tape. I use that, and I use one of the light colors, one of the neutral colors. Okay, now I'm going off. Well, we'll put this back here. There, I'm trying not to be like totally unprofessional, and I just have to text these people right now on Facebook because I forgot to, so I'm doing that over here, that I'm live because they asked me. Don't get mad, people. I swear I will get the hang of this. Okay, and we're going to talk about the mayor of Weirdoville closing all the parks because the virus lives on things and isn't airborne within 6 feet, so we must close down every park in Los Angeles because God freaking forbid there's a whole horde of us climbing to the top of mountains, which you know there isn't, right? You do know that. Yeah, so that's what happened. I'm now telling everybody I'm live on YouTube, on Facebook. Okay, that's done. We're done with that. Yeah, so that's what happened. There were some meanies on our Burbank Park, and they were jealous little meanies, and somebody called, I don't know, the park Nazis. So the park Nazis came, and I guess they closed everything down. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. It's a bad thing because if we are to walk around our streets, we are walking around the streets and we are passing people closer than 6 feet, right? But in the mountains, nobody is up in the mountains, right? Like, who's in the mountains doing this? Nobody. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying we should still be able to go outside. Now, what I did notice, like the guy in the post office yesterday, that guy that got really pissed off at me and he kind of stepped back and I couldn't help myself. I had to keep moving towards him because I am that kind of asshole. I cannot help myself. Because I wasn't that close. It's not like I was trying to make out with him or anything. I mean, come on. And then when he's paying for his thing, he's like right over the counter. And the poor people at my Starbucks, who are the most amazing, we have the best Starbucks where I live, which is on the other side of the Kardashian Valley. They're on that side. That's the good side of the tracks. I'm on the happy side of the tracks where we don't play games like that. Anyway, our Starbucks over here, our whole crew is amazing. They're amazing. And they are very close when you go to the drive-through window. It isn't 6 feet apart. It's not. I don't care what they say. I can literally touch their hand, pull them through the window into my car if I wanted to, if they were cute enough, right? I'm kidding. I'm just saying I could do that. So it's not 6 feet. So we can do that. We're allowed to do that, but we're not allowed to climb in the mountains. What the hell is that? Okay, so I'm over that. So let's talk about certain things energetically. Now, what I wanted to talk about, somebody emailed me, was portals. Portals in the world, portals on the earth, portals everywhere. So I wanted to talk about that because I wanted to say, I was thinking about it yesterday. I was actually thinking about how you know if there's a portal. So what is a portal? A portal is a transportation energy or tunnel through time energetically from one space to another. Remember, when we are born, this is very dense and very, our energy is pulled downward, so it's very, very dense. So a portal allows people to move through time and space sort of sideways differently than we do normally, because we get up, You know, we have to carry our bodies around. We have to carry stuff, purses, makeup. There's so much makeup to put in a purse and carry around. Kids, babies, knapsacks, all kinds of things. When you're going through a portal, it's almost immediate. It's almost like telepathic. So portals, what is the first portal that one knows? Okay, I'm asking you guys to think about this really. So when we have, oh my God, I see Joshua tree. Oh, so jealous. I want to be up there running. So jealous. Okay. I'm gonna have to sneak somewhere, but where to sneak and not to announce publicly so I don't get caught sneaking, right? Okay, so what is a portal? I want you guys to think about what a portal is. Think about it. Think about when you have a baby in your stomach, okay? So you have this beautiful baby in your stomach and you're about ready to, oh gosh, thank you. Who is that? Kathy. No, it's not Kathy. I can't even read it. So let's say you have a baby in your stomach. The baby lives a whole life inside your stomach. They hear voices around them, but they can't see them. Just think about that. 8-month-old babies in the tummy, hearing all kinds of voices all around it, hearing the mom, the dad, everybody, right? Can't see them, but hears voices, which we call schizophrenic. However, this baby would be schizophrenic too if it's in your belly and can hear but can't see them. Suddenly, the baby's oxygen is cut off. And I say this all the time. In effect, the baby is dying while it's in utero, and that's its signal to transcend through the birth canal, which is the birth portal. So I want you to see it that way. Birth canal, exactly, is the portal into this world from the other side, or rather in the belly. But how does the baby get to the belly? I know, with the sperm and the egg. That's what they tell us. The sperm and the egg. That's how it works here. It's got to work somewhere, I guess. But really, where is the baby's soul coming from? It's coming into a physical sperm egg. Sperm egg makes you never want to eat eggs again, right? Sorry. Okay, so sperm and egg comes into the belly, and then the baby is teleported through the belly and the birth canal out. But the baby has to die on its way out into life. So the baby has to transcend through death into life. That's what happens when we die. Our oxygen is cut off. We panic. I'm sure the baby panics in there, can't breathe, right? The baby does die because that's what a contraction is. Contraction cuts off the oxygen to the baby, in effect making the baby panic like it's going to die. And then the baby comes out because it has to move itself forward. It's propelled through the act of not receiving oxygen. Every time you have a contraction, it's like this. So inside your uterus, you have a contraction. It squishes the baby's breathing cord, and then the baby's like, my God, I got to get out of here. I'm dying. And so the baby goes through the portal, basically. So I want you, it's horrible. The whole birth process is tricky. However, the baby's born and then born into this level of existence. So when we die, where do we go through the portal in order to go out, Thank you so much for that. Oh, you guys, thank you. All of you. And I really, for some reason, can't see my eye. It's all the sugar. I found jelly beans this morning. Sugar makes you kind of blind, and I did find jelly beans. I may have found whipped cream too, but that's all besides the point. When left to your own devices, right. So the baby, understand the baby is transcending through one existence into another state of being. So that's what happens to us when we die. Also, these portals, what happens if we unknowingly can walk kind of sideways through something and experience flashes of something else and come back? Well, C-section is still, sorry, I've got to do this. Okay, I can see this. Nicole, thank you so much. I can see Nicole. I love everybody though. Thank you for donating your stickers and your super chats. And I don't even know what to say. Thank you so much. And I put a Steve McQueen video up earlier because he visited. And that I found fabulous. Like I literally had Steve McQueen visit me, but of course he had to be dead. I couldn't have him visit me in real life. However, that would have been wrong because I was too young when he died. So it would have been way wrong. So he couldn't, right? On a soul level, we can mesh, but not on a human level. We couldn't. But just imagine if the way that you view the world, and the way that you see life, as in you touch things, you feel things, it's very logical. But imagine if the energy right now was opening us up through what we're experiencing to be able to see the portals around us. There are very much portals. That is how people who've passed on get through. And I remember I was reading a client of mine who is a friend of mine. She'll know who she is, but I'm not mentioning who she is. She's from New Jersey. Anyway, that's one hint, but I know many people from there, so you won't know which one it is. But along where they were living, she was asking me something, and I saw literally a train station of souls coming and going and coming and going. And I found it really interesting because it was people passing in and passing out, literally almost not seeing each other. So it was as if they were walking from room to room and not noticing. So basically their awareness through their own thing was like a tunnel vision, and then the people going the other way. It was most interesting to watch. So there are a lot of portals on the earth. I mean, there seriously are. That's how the dead get through here to talk to us. They really do. They come through energetically. Now, what's going on in our world right now is freaking fascinating, isn't it? It's like we're all on lockdown for a disease that I do keep reading about is spreading. I'm not saying there isn't a disease, by the way, because I'm not a doctor, obviously. I don't even think I'm a doctor at this point. I think I'm stir crazy and I don't know what to do in my freaking house, right? But we have this disease we're told we have, and the swine flu was there. Again, I'm going to mention tuberculosis because there are homeless all over the street that are still out there. I drive down, the homeless are out there. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you. The homeless are out on the street with tuberculosis. They have tuberculosis. If you even cough on a person with tuberculosis, it's so contagious. They do quarantine for TB even in modern day times. You have to have it. Once you've had tuberculosis, you actually have to have it written on your passport or your travel papers that you have it, and they have to actually check you, and you have to have taken the medicine before you can get on an airplane, or it's considered you're trying to hurt people with tuberculosis. Okay, wait, Tom Hanks and Ellen and Oprah. Oh yeah, well, I'm going to get into that because I can't help myself. But Oprah. Okay, so what to say about Oprah? I totally just changed subjects. What to say about Oprah? What do I want to say about Oprah? There's so many things I'd like to say about Oprah. I probably saw it when it aired on the Oprah show because, yeah, I watched it. I'm really sorry. I did. I was one of those people. Did somebody say pervert? Oprah pervert? Okay, sorry. I could say so many things that are so foul-mouthed, but I'm going to refrain from doing that. I'm going to be a lady tonight. Very ladylike in my talking tonight, which is not like me. I fucking hate it when I'm being polite. Hate it. Okay, so I watched a thing today, and I've got to look on this phone. I watched a clip from an old Oprah show, possibly in the 90s, when she was talking like a bitch to, sorry, did I say that? She was talking to sexual abuse survivors. I'm looking to see this. Well, this is interesting. Some pictures of Oprah here. You probably can't see it, but it's like Oprah with Bill Cosby and Joe Biden, who has a touchy-feely problem. Fucking Joe Biden, right? And then we have Harvey Weinstein over here, and we have Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton. I did not have sex with that woman. Okay, Bill, I don't care if you did get a blowjob personally in the Oval Office. Good for you, but that is sex. Like, I'm sure all us married people out there, when we go home and go, I'm sorry, honey, I just gave the neighbor a blowjob. I don't think that's going to go over well. I'm just saying. So Bill Clinton, that is sex. That is the definition of sex. It may not be intimate sex. It may not be loving sex, but getting a blowjob is a blowjob, buddy. I did not do that. I know. Wasn't he cute? And then who the fucking hell runs into Monica Lewinsky's house and steals her clothes? Like, what kind of friend is that? Oh, I think I'll go steal it because you may have left sperm on your dress. Like, what if we look through your underwear drawer, lady? Well, I mean, come on. I mean, what are we going to find in her underwear drawer? Vibrators, oils, liquids, sperm somewhere. Oh, yeah, let me take the blue dress. What? Do we even believe that at this point? Like, this bitch went and stole the blue dress? Like, what kind of a mental patient does that? And why is that in our interest as an American society? What Bill Clinton did in the White House. I mean, yeah, it was a cigar. Yeah, a soggy cigar. That's interesting. He wanted to put a cigar up her hooch. That's, I guess it's like a vibrator. Who am I to pick on this? I mean, that's between them, two adults. She was 20 and he was the president. And if I was her, I probably would have done the same thing, not with the cigar though. I would have gotten out of that one. Something else. I would have found some other maybe something in the fridge. I don't know. Maybe they can't go to the fridge. They're in the White House, the Oval Office, the door is locked. They can't really make a trip with Hillary running around with her little hoof feet through the office. Oh God, did I say that? I apologize. Okay. Anyway, my point is our country is insane. Now getting back to Oprah, she was doing a show with a bunch of, I want to say, I'm not sure who sexually abused these young men. It was, I'm going to assume it was priests. It was a bunch of young men. So I have to go, me and my mind have to go to the Catholic Church with this one. But it was a bunch of, they were in their 20s. And she actually said on air, and I never thought about it until it was pointed out. She says, well, when you're 7 and someone's touching your privates, your pee-pee, it feels good, right? So, and she was almost like she was telling them how it felt. So it was manipulative conversation that I didn't recognize until somebody posted it online, and I went, son of a bitch. Bitch is doing this in public. You know, because for some 7-year-olds, it scares them, actually. Sorry, Oprah, because they're children and they're not like having sex. Maybe if they touch themselves, it's their body, but like having a grown-up, oh, it feels good. Maybe they look at the guy's face and they're like, what an ugly motherfucker. I don't want that guy touching me. Maybe they have guilt in their little hearts because they know it's wrong. Maybe they carry the shame of the pervert touching them. Maybe it doesn't feel good to them. Maybe they're gay and it's, straight, and the guy touching them makes them feel like they're gay and frightens the shit out of them. She actually said that. You can Google this clip online. I will have to find it, and I forgot. I just was snapping pictures as I was getting ready to do this. But she actually said that, and I thought, that's really interesting. Then I saw a clip of this bitch, and I'm calling her a bitch now. She's talking about apartheid in South Africa. Everybody knows that's wrong. And it's most interesting. I had a mother, the mother I was raised with, was born in England and during the war sent to South Africa and then sent to Canada before the age of 20. So I was very familiar about South Africa because they sent her out of England during the war to stay safe in South Africa. And the population of white people versus black people, 10% of the population was white and the rest were black, but yet the black people were submissive to the white domination in that country at the time, which was always interesting to me because I thought if the black people just raise up and say, fuck you and take over, which is, I hope, what Americans understand when they try to lock us down and force vaccine on us. I hope everybody has some balls and stands up and does not allow that. That's what I really hope, because there's no way anything in this country should be mandatory. You should not have to be mandatorily vaccinated to go to school. Here's the thing, mother effers. If you're going to do that, then we're going to put our kids, and I don't have kids now because they're grown, and I could use religious indifference or whatever to the vaccines at the time, but they've taken my right away to do that. I don't want my kids being vaccinated with all the vaccines in one time, and I don't think it's good. 5 vaccines. Sorry if I'm going, it's my personal opinion, call me a nut job, whatever. You can do one at a time. You can do whatever you want, but don't make it mandatory for me. If you're getting vaccinated and my kid isn't, my kid's here not doing anything. So where is this disease coming from? The government? Oh yeah, forgot about that. But anyway, the vaccination part, let's start putting our kids on school on the internet, and we'll have one teacher for thousands of kids, right? And the parents will do the homework, and there will be things set up like this. So the teachers, in effect, will lose their jobs, lose their payment, and lose all their funding, which they say they lose anyway. And our California state is supposed to be giving these teachers freaking money from the lottery money, which is a lie. And I want to say in Kansas City, I might be getting the state wrong, but Jeffrey Epstein, did you know, was a lottery winner twice. It's either Ohio, Kansas City. Don't quote me, it's one of those two, but Google Jeffrey Epstein wins lottery twice. What a setup, what a fraud, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What a bunch of BS, right? What a bunch of BS that is. Google that. So then Oprah is talking about South Africa and apartheid, which was completely wrong, okay? Putting anybody into slavery and squashing them, wrong. I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, yellow, purple, whatever. Completely freaking wrong, and no one has the right to do it. We have to not allow it. But Oprah is sitting there, and she's talking to somebody, the interviewer, and she's talking about South Africa, and I'm assuming, again, this is an interview in the 90s, probably, looking at what she was wearing. And she's talking about it, and she actually says these people need to die about it. So what she's saying is these people who did this need to die. And it's interesting because She preaches, her whole network is spiritual this and spiritual that. Okay, if you appear on Oprah's own network with your spiritual shit, whatever it is you're selling, whatever it is you're doing, it's much like oh my God, Hay House. They're going to own 90% of your shit. That's why when people go, oh, Hay House is reputable, it may have been at one point. But if you sell something that's your life's work, they take control of your stuff and they give you a pittance because you're on their network and therefore you're special. Bullshit, you just sold out yourself. Same thing with Oprah. Whatever she's doing, whatever that is, she's not that way. So Google these things. They're online. It's Oprah talking to the abused kids. It's probably trending somewhere. It might be on one of the quote conspiracy theory channels. Let me just talk to you about conspiracy theory. When people go, oh, you're one of those conspiracy nuts. I'm going to say this again for all the dumb people in the world that don't understand. Just because somebody says it's not true and it's a conspiracy does not make it true, because we are in effect right now in 2020 seeing the invent of chips going into human beings. For real. There are chips being tested on people so that their bank card, driver's license, medical information. Does this remind you of Nazi Germany when they tattooed people with a fucking number? There are chips being put in people's hands. You can open your door through your hand right here. That is in effect happening. It is happening. It is happening. If you do this, you are stupid. I'm sorry. You are just, as my Jason said when he was 3, you are fucking and you are stupid. He learned the 2 words and threw them at you like missiles. But when I say it, it always makes me funny. My kids, they really hate that I do this. And this is my secret way of getting back at them for being teenagers and being annoying as hell. Anyway, there are chips. We have chipped our pets. How abnormal is it for us to chip our pets? We don't think anything of it. We give it to the vet. Here, chip Tulip, chip your dog, chip your horse. I don't know that horses are getting loose actually, but maybe they are. But we chip animals. We don't think fucking any. Stella. Oh God, I see that. I'm like, oh, I'm so not funny, but I can't. I see it. You guys are going to trigger me by saying Stella all the time. But we chip our animals. We don't think anything. You think putting a chip in an animal is any different than putting a chip in a human being? We don't think twice. So the fact that we don't think twice, 20 years ago, if you said, oh, they're going to chip us, you know who'd be in the mental hospital? The person that said, oh, they're going to chip us, but they've been doing this, okay? So they're chipping us. They're injecting us with things that have molecular structure of who knows what it does in the body. You don't know what it does to you in the body when it goes into your bloodstream. How the hell do you know what it does? You don't even know what heroin does in your body when you shoot up, all you drug addicts out there shooting up. It has a different effect on everybody. You don't know what peanut butter does if you're allergic to it when you eat it in your, I know it has mercury in it, but when you eat peanut butter and that happens, what happens then? So it's very interesting to me that they are saying, you know, conspiracy theory. Here's what I'd like to say about conspiracy theory. There are some whack jobs on the planet, and this is true. Nutty, crazy people. However, when you're talking about conspiracy theory, it means to plan to, I think it's one or more people to plan in secret, okay? To plan in secret. What is a fucking surprise party? But to plan in secret. Do I go tell the birthday person, hey birthday boy, we're planning your surprise party? No, if 15 of you get together for a surprise party, it is planned in secret. This is what happens. It's planned in secret. Is that a conspiracy? What does that mean? And how is it that the government isn't doing things in conspiracy all the time? They're doing all kinds of shit. They do all kinds of shit. We have let cameras up on every single corner. Now we're like England. We've got cameras everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's a camera. We have cameras outside of our front door. I'm guilty of that. Only because people send me like some mean ass emails and I'm like, well, I'm going to get you on camera when you try to fuck with me. We have cameras in our car. I mean, you can't even vandalize a car anymore because these people have cameras on their dashboard. I mean, where are the good old days when you could go out and that boyfriend that cheated on you could just like key his car, right? Not that I did that. I didn't do that. I did flatten tires, however. I would never touch the paint, but I would pop a knife into the side of a tire on the way by. I'm talking when I was 15, 16, okay? I was a little bit wild. But these people have cameras. You can't do anything. It's all on camera. Like, you can't even do anything. And here, this struck me as uproariously funny in Los Angeles, okay? Where we cannot hike on the trails because, God forbid, that there's more than one people. Like, first of all, people can't keep up with me running up the trail, so they would be probably 55 feet behind on 6. And secondly, There's not that many people on the trails, but they have to take that away to punish us. They are freaking punishing us. That's what I believe. Because no one's getting sick on the trail, especially if they say it isn't airborne. If it is airborne within 6 feet and it's one person running up and down the trail, over there, over there, what are you running into? 50 people? Okay, so, and I'm not talking like stadiums, I'm talking uphill. How many people do you think are actually running uphill? Not very many, I can tell you that. Okay, so let's, wait, what did I find funny? I was just going to say what I found really funny. I can't remember now. Went out of my blonde head. Anyway, that stuff's being closed down. But here's another thing I find funny in it was in Los Angeles, Santa Monica. Okay, crackpot capital of the world. Don't get mad at me if you live there. It's the beach. I understand why. But so we have these like Vespa things where you can like rent a scooter thing and you can drive, right? You can go from here to there. So when my kid's little and he's on a skateboard, oh God, he gets pulled over by Burbank police all the time. And he gets tickets because he doesn't have his helmet on. Get a grip. Get a grip. That's not what our taxpayer money's for. However, in Santa Monica, some drunk mother can get on a scooter thing, drunk as shit, and ride down the street without a helmet. Now, what is that about? Why does my kid have to wear a helmet when this lunatic who's drunk, who's riding all over the road, going really fast on like a scooter thing, electric, with no helmet on? What's that? Oh yeah, that makes good sense. Thanks. Good job. So that's awesome, right? Yeah, no, I don't think that that's a good thing. I'm like, what is this? So we have all of these ridiculous things going on, all of these ridiculous things. So when you're looking at it, what we have to do is we have to have a sense of humor. And I know that there's the fascist police out there that don't want us laughing. Like there was somebody I ran into at one of the stores yesterday and she was like, are you back in here again? And I'm like, mm-hmm. And she's like, well, people should stay at home more. I'm like, yeah, well, you're open, so I'm going out. If you're open and you're out, I'm going out. You're not the owner of who goes out. Unless you're not out, I am going out. I'm going to continue living my life. This might be my last day on the planet. I could drop dead from other circumstances. I'm not going to go up and like paw on somebody, but I am going to go out and enjoy myself because this is my life too. And we've had more people die of the flu since the beginning of the year. We've had more people die every year of tuberculosis. We have more people dying of the swine flu, probably related STDs. I can't even list them all at this point. I don't even know them all at this point. We have more people die of being hit by a car accidents, drunk drivers, cigarettes. When you all quit smoking your cigarettes, okay, then maybe I won't go out and get my food, but I'm going to go out and get my food. But you watch, they're going to take that away soon too. However, let's go into this a little bit more. I'm really confused about the agenda. Is Michelle Obama a man? Okay, I've been so hesitant to say this because I don't want to be like a skanky person saying this. I don't know because I haven't looked in her underwear, okay? And even if I did, she may have done something that makes her look like a chick. I don't know. I can't really tell because I don't sleep with girls, so I don't really know how to tell if that's like real or not. And apparently you can't tell when it's done, according to some of my clients that have had that operation done. Their male clients can't tell. I don't know how this is true, but hey, who am I? Madam Butterfly, right? Don't know. So Michelle Obama, here's what I feel. I did see a video online about Obama. Of course, I see a lot of videos online. It was a Middle Eastern man that was a limousine driver in Chicago before Obama got elected as president. And they lived in Chicago, so this makes sense to me. You can Google it. It was before he ever got nominated. I think he might have been senator, whatever he did before here. I know he was a lawyer. I know he did all kinds of things, whatever. So this guy, Obama, wait, let me see. The guy, I think, no, he wasn't a limo driver. The guy came in from out of state. He testified in court, so I'm not saying anything out of, weirdo behavior. He testified. He came into Chicago and he called somebody and they set him up with Obama that night. This is what they said. Am I a man? Yes. Do I look like a fucking man? I have my birth video. Do I really look like a man? Okay, here's this to that comment. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, I really look like a man. Actually, they filmed my birth. Are you a man? There we go again. All right, I see troll. Go fuck yourself, troll. Anyway, Obama apparently met this man in a limo, right? In some kind of a limo, and they exchanged, according to the video and according to his testimony in court, they exchanged cocaine for sex, and that's what I said. That's what I know. So I'm assuming maybe Obama likes men and they don't want to put it. Of course, it's none of our business if he likes men. I don't know about Michelle Obama. If she is a man, then I guess that's also her business because she is an adult. So it doesn't really matter, even if she is or isn't, because she would have made that choice, right? So we don't know. I don't know. But Joan Rivers said she was a man. And then Joan Rivers had that thing where they put the thing down here and the thing up the butt, colonoscopy, endoscopic thing. And then she died because apparently her doctor was insane and decided to take a selfie while she was under anesthetic. That makes sense. That I don't even believe. Like, who's doing that shit, right? I think I'll take a selfie with an unconscious Joan Rivers because I can put that on my Instagram without being reported to the medical board. I don't think so. But that's what was reported. Anyway, a week later, Joan Rivers ends up dead. And no, I haven't channeled Joan Rivers because I don't pick up on the energy of Joan Rivers. So I don't know. I don't know about that. But here's what I do know. I will tell you what I do know. And this has hit me recently. I'm going to do a video on this. So I'm going to talk a little bit briefly. Prove you're not a man. Why don't you prove you're not a fucking douche? Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know how to say prove you're not a man. It's okay. I have my birth videos of my babies literally coming out of my hooch. So, because we had a home birth and my birth mother, actually, really funny story. I met my birth mother when I was 23 and she came to watch the births of her actual biological grandkids. So she had the video camera, like literally point of view of the baby being born. So I remember showing Keith his birth video. My Keithy, I showed his birth video and it was the funniest thing. So little Keithy's coming out, right? And he's coming out and his dad like pushed him up because he got caught up and tangled in the cord. And actually John saved his life because the midwife was late getting to us because it was Christmas and she got caught in traffic. So there was really nobody there to guide the birth, which was dumb because I was in the jacuzzi, I was pushing him out and something told me to stop. His head was coming out, the cord was choking him, but it was around like this, the bottom part of the body, which obviously I couldn't see because he was coming out. All 9 pounds plus of that little 22-inch baby Keithy. Anyway, he was coming out and I got out and I got, into the position to give birth. And as John was watching, he's like, whoa, stop pushing, because Keithy was purple. And he literally, there was no one there to help. And my mother just kept filming. It's like horrifying. She's filming. John pushes him back up inside me. Felt like a Mack truck, just letting you know. Pushed him up, untangled him. Poor Keithy couldn't breathe. So they did have to call the paramedics. It was like a kind of a hard thing with his birth. But when I showed him the birth video, Keith looks at me. He was like, he might have been like 12. He looks at me and he goes, why are you hurting me? And I just looked at him like, what? Why am I hurting you? Do you know how painful that was? Anyway, it's funny. It's our joke. So it was a beautiful birth video though. The birth with Jason, actually the BBC wanted to film it in the birthing room, wanted to actually film it. It was John who didn't want that filmed because he thought it was private, but there was my mother with a video camera between my legs again filming, and a camera for me, not a camera, a mirror so that I would push, because when I had Jason, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go shopping. Like I was fed up with this after 18 hours. I was like, no, I'm going shopping. And they're like, no, just push a little bit more. I'm like, oh, no, I don't think so. I think I'm done. I think I don't want the baby anymore. I think I'm just completely done. I'm over this. I'm going to go get some shoes or something. That's what happened. Anyway, it was really funny. But anyway, I immediately today started to pick up on Sharon Tate was a sacrifice. Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary's Baby is actually conceptually real. If you look at it from the term, and I'm going to say this, I don't care what anybody says. I actually believe this. Rosemary's Baby was a horrifying movie. I was in private school and I watched it. I was like 13 before I got out of that private school. Anyway, Rosemary's Baby, that's when I saw it. I remember thinking, holy shit, they're not lying about this, okay? They're not, Jesus was a socialist. I have no idea. I don't even know if there were political parties. I'm sorry, that struck me as hilarious. I think Jesus was a Virgo. So you call him a socialist, I'll call him a Virgo. Anyway, Rosemary's Baby is very interesting because look at Roman Polanski. Roman Polanski and Robert De Niro, good friends. This is why Robert De Niro gets up there in an awards ceremony and tells us fucking political shit. It's like, dude, you're an actor. You're entitled to your opinion. But you're not entitled during the Academy Awards to tell me shit about the government. I'm just trying to see who wins an Oscar and what they're wearing. I don't need your serious political bullshit when I have to watch this, and I don't need a bunch of puppets clapping for what you say because you're holding the audience hostage. And they can't go against what you say because nobody will ever hire them because they will punish them financially because we live in just a fascist society. If you have a different opinion of anything, you're going to get punished financially. What is that? I mean, what is that really? Why does that have to do with anything? So we all should keep our mouths shut politically, actually, because you know the fascists will be out there going, oh, you have a different opinion. Look at McCarthyism. What is that? And McCarthyism was started by, well, McCarthy, but it started by Hoover, who was a cross-dresser in our government, and he's judging other people. Dude, look in the mirror first before you go after somebody. I mean, you know, that's what I can say. But anyway, there's Robert De Niro, and he's like, they're all clapping. I put the video up on Facebook when Meryl Streep sat there and clapped, and they all clapped for Roman Polanski. Now, aside from it, I heard a lot of people say to me, well, he's artistic and he's a good movie director. Okay, I'll agree with you there. However, why do we want to shove it in everybody's face? The guy took off. If you took off from your rape charge and skipped the country, do you think they'd give you a standing ovation? I think not. I'm going to go with a no on that. I'm going to go with that would never happen, and nobody would be doing award ceremonies with you, and people in your neighborhood would think you were a dick for taking off and not facing your responsibility. But this dick got to leave the country because he's special and he's a director. Let's talk about what he did. Okay, so he's a director. He's in the blood cult, in my opinion. This is what I think. I just think it. He rewrote Rosemary's Baby, okay, from whoever wrote it the first time. He took some creative license and he found himself a bride. It's almost like arranged marriages that they talk about in India, where the astrologers actually arrange the marriages for people based on their charts. It's that kind of thing, but within the context of the blood cult. And I'm serious about this. So beautiful little Sharon Tate, she decides, I'm okay. I'm gonna go this way because my career's going up, and I'm gonna go with this man. I am quite sure she didn't think she was gonna get married, and I'm almost positive she didn't necessarily think about what was going on, because the energy I got with her is she knew what was going on at the end, but she didn't really understand. I think when you try to get out of a gang, basically is what we're talking about, blood cult gang, I think you maybe can't escape it for some reason. There's a reason you can't get out because you've already done it. Like gangbangers, my young friends that I knew were in gangs here. Some of them, kids that grew up with my kids that just happened to be in that lifestyle, you know, they initiate them. They take them when they're really young, and they take them out on, they really do, drive-bys and shit like this. When they get a bit older and they realize what they've done, or they get their own children, or they do that and they understand what they've done, maybe they try to change their lives, and they're allowed to do that, okay? We are all allowed to make mistakes. People can redeem themselves, but what happens when you're in these cults or these gangs is they take you out. They're like, fuck you, you're not leaving, which is bullying. Like, why do I have to be a member of your gang my whole life? Maybe at that time I was a member, but maybe now I don't want to be. Maybe I want to be something else. Why am I obligated to stay? But for some reason, it's the culture of these type of things. So I believe Sharon Tate was actually murdered because she was going to leave that lifestyle and take her baby. Remember, when you have a baby and you watch Rosemary's Baby and you watch the context, it's very accurate in what they're doing. These people were all so nice to her character, Mia Farrow's character, very nice to her. Sweet old couple. Who would think an old couple like this was demonic, doing shit in their basement? You know, all of this. Who would think this? They're nice old people. If you said those two were Satanists, you know what your family would have said? You're going, seriously, we're taking you to the doctor and we're going to medicate your ass till you change your mind. Every time I sit here, somebody goes on this side. It never happens during the day. It just happens now. Anyway, Rosemary's Baby, very accurate in its depiction. Also, second component of it. So we have a movie out there publicly, and we have a cult that runs the movie industry. Even in its infancy, it runs the movie industry. So this cult is aware of, by releasing this movie, that it is like I'm going to use the word, it's pornography for them, mental pornography. So if you think about pornography, and I'm not talking graphic shit, that's not what I mean by it, but if you think about it, and let's say you want to spice up your romantic life, you look at a couple doing whatever they're doing that's not too bad, graphic, it's very tame, that's the kind of porn over here. And then you go home and you go to your husband or you go to your wife, you know, I'm going to dress up like the mailman and you dress up like, I don't know, like the housewife getting a package, whatever, getting a package, get it? Anyway, you do that. I'm sorry, my mind's in the gutter, but you do that. Okay, so you play the roles that you watched. Let's take that and extend it to Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary's Baby, the movie showed up. That is sigil magic. They are showing you how this is going to go down. So then look at Polanski. Polanski was a Leo, if I'm correct. Look at Polanski. So what does he fancy himself? He fancies himself to be this artistic, creative man that they can't put in jail because he's fucking special. And by the way, the woman whom he raped, the young 13-year-old girl, she doesn't even want him prosecuted. And I believe part of the choice should be hers. So I'm going to respect, she's sick of her life being uprooted by it. However, at the time that it happened for her, and I don't want to hear people going, she looked 20, she looked this. He knew how old she was, and even if she was hot as hell, he should have waited till she was fucking 18, period, end of conversation, all right? I mean, that's our laws in society. We can get into an argument about the context of age and consent, which is what they want us to do. There's people all over the country that want to lower the age of consent, which just basically means eventually you'll be dating a 10-year-old. So we don't really want to go down there. We want to make it, I mean, if adults don't really understand their minds till they're 25, why do we want to give these people 18? The reason we say probably 18 or even 16 is if you can join the army and die in war, then you should be able to have sex and have a cigarette and a drink, really, quite frankly. So if you can die for your country, you should be able to do these things because you are, in effect, an adult, even though you're not, brain-wise, growth-wise. But Rosemary's Baby was a mental stimulation for the people that knew what they were watching. So when you know what you're doing and watching, and then it comes up over here and it hits the papers, this is mental stimulation, much like a serial killer takes a picture, a trinket, an underwear, a cup, a bra, whatever it is they want, because it's mentally stimulating. The mind is the sexual organ, not the sexual organ. These people get off on this. This is what they do. They set it up. It is their ritual, their whatever. They like it. It's kind of like that. It's like a serial killer going in and going, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to take her scarf so that when I put her scarf and my wife wears the scarf, I can think about what I did over here without my wife knowing it. So half of us are unaware. But when you look at Rosemary's Baby and watch it, you know what you're seeing. And they do all kinds of things like this. They anoint themselves and they impregnate each other. And this has been going on for years. This is nothing new. It really is nothing new. Now, here's where I feel with Sharon Tate that things were a little bit different. I do feel like there was some kind of a cult in Los Angeles going back to actors and doctors and priests. I'm talking back then when this happened. And I feel like the cult happened way, way before, like way, way before. I feel like Charles Manson's mind was subverted. If you look at Charles Manson speaking, if you watch him, he was very disconnected from his physical body. So he like this with these movements. Every time he sat down, he did this. And notice how he put the swastika right here over the third eye. I believe a lot of our problems still stem from Hitler back in the day. I believe his teachings went out into the world like a fucking virus, okay? I really do. The things that I'm watching right now, that's the virus. The things that's happening to us, that's the virus. But I believe Charles Manson was basically, what would I say? I believe Charles Manson was somehow programmed, probably through some sort of hypnotic suggestion or something he did. I don't know who he was in contact with. I got the impression, I didn't really channel his energy much, but I got the impression when I felt Sharon Tate's energy that Charles Manson had somebody above him orchestrating what to do. Now, here's the crazy thing with Charles Manson. My friend that I mentioned the other night, Maria Elena, she actually came into contact with him through some kind of music thing. And I had another friend, Chris, I'm not saying her last name, that I used to run with, whose sister, actually, older sister, brought Charles Manson home for dinner one time. This is before the murders. How bizarro was that? But I mean, if you're in Los Angeles, this is probably what's going to happen, right? You're going to run into people that know people because it's a breeding ground for this shit. But Charles Manson, the way that I looked at his energy, I could never connect to his energy. So he wasn't always inside of himself. And I do think it could have been something like MK Ultra, hypnotic suggestion. I actually, when I looked at Charles Manson's energy, but not him, I felt like the brain had partitions in it, almost like it had, like when you're in a doctor's office and you see partitions in the room. I feel it was like that. So that's what I feel with him. But getting back to, that's enough of Sharon Tate, it makes my head spin. I feel like her baby and her, unfortunately, she got herself into something with somebody. Now, keep in mind, if you go along with this and you are friends with these people and you're not even really believing it, because we have a hard enough time having faith during this time, believing that there's a God. I mean, the churches are full all the time, not now because we're not allowed out in public, right? But churches are full a lot, and people do, they do believe in God, but not when it comes to fear. So we have a hard time with that. So I can imagine how hard it is to think that people actually have a different religious belief. And it is a religion cult to them. And actually, look at Scientology. When you're looking at Scientology, don't get mad at me, Scientologists. But when you're looking at any religion, why do you have to wear certain things? Why do you have to cover yourself up? Why do you have to do this? Do you think your God really gives a shit that you do this? Or does he care if you're a good person? I mean, as far as Jesus goes, did he not hang out with the prostitutes? I'm just asking. Maybe he knew something we didn't. Maybe he knew that these people were just people and all people. So he hung out with the unwashed masses, so to speak, those that are looked upon in society as being, whatever, not up to par because we don't have, quote, money. This society currency is money, but all of this is ridiculous what we're going through. But what I wanted to say more importantly and more than anything right now is I started to pick up on Chris Cornell, and I'm going to do a video on this. I'm putting my phone down here so I don't do anything with it, but I wanted to do another video on Chris Cornell because when he first came through to me and I started to hear, it was actually Princess Di that talked about the maps, the underground tunnels really, and where they were and the brown skinned babies. I could never get that out of my head. I didn't even know. Beyonce is possessed. If you can't tell that by looking in her eyes, I don't know what to say. Look at her eyes. I don't like the energy. I'm not going to go pay for these people on stage when they're doing shit. I know what they're doing. I can see it. Hey, have at it. Do whatever the fuck you want. But don't expect me to lap it up. I get to say no about what I have to watch in front of my face, which is why I've turned the news off. Do not watch the news. It's not truthful. They're trying to scare us. Step back, be cautious, stay in because, that's fair. Go out, walk the streets. I'm now going to be walking the streets. I'm going to be walking by all your houses. That's what I'm going to be doing. But we're allowed to go out and walk, so go do that. Go get your groceries. Go do what you have to do. But for God's sakes, don't listen to the fear on the news because you will have panic attacks. That's what they want. They feed off of fear. So getting back to Chris Cornell, I looked at his energy today and actually wanted him to start coming by. I wanted him to come by so I could do a video on him because I really like his energy. Of course, who doesn't? So when I first read him, he looked down in shame. He carried shame because I don't think he knew how he ended up dead. That can happen when you're shocked out of your body, maybe like a natural disaster, a murder where you're unaware. Just think of Patrick Swayze's character in Ghost. It's such a good movie, because even Whoopi Goldberg's character, when it's a fraudulent gypsy type and then she hears for real and then she's able to really speak. It's very poignant. It's accurate. It's how it really works. Not the first part where she's dressed in a robe running around like this. It's when he really comes to her because he is teaching her that what she's doing, she has a calling. And if she's going to say she has a calling, she needs to have that calling. So it was very interesting to watch the character's transformation. But Chris Cornell, when he crossed over, had no idea how he ended up dead. I really got that. Today, when I saw him, for a split second, focused on the energy. And I will do the video either later tonight, depending on how the lighting is in here, or tomorrow morning when there is lighting. But when I looked at his energy, he came in a white robe. Okay, so he had some clarity of vision with the God source or God's energy because he came in that, what I know, they do come in like it's weird, in white robes. I've seen several friends pass in my life who weren't murdered. They just died of natural causes or accidents, and they too show themselves like that. So I know that he's transcended into a really nice space or energy where he's done this. So for me, I was like, he doesn't carry the shame anymore. So he let go of that shame. But he was most definitely murdered. It was not an accident. How I started to pick up on it was very interesting because it was, and I didn't know who it was because I wasn't familiar. I know who the Dave Matthews Band is, but I wasn't like overly watching, overly not watching. Anyway, it was Leroy Moore that showed me these brown skinned babies. And it was Princess Diana that showed me to begin with. I was like, wow, there's these children stepping forward. And I felt slightly odd saying it, but they come after these children. There were several reasons. I've since come to learn. I didn't even want to ask because I don't even want to think about it. But there's something different about the children's texture, the way their body is. And there's something... there's something in the fact that these kids are in poverty-stricken nations and their parents just want their kids to have a chance. Their parents just want food on the table. So they are easy prey. Remember that. In order to not be manipulated on this planet, no matter how bad you want something, even if you're at an age where they tell you can't have a career because you're too old and that you may not have it in this life, you have to step back and say, I'm not going to do just anything to get that career, even though my time is going and I'm going by things. You have to know that if you don't get it in this life, you don't get it. It's in our fear of desperation that we're able to be manipulated into these kind of circumstances. You must let go of your desire to have what you want. You must detach. So that's something we're going to focus on. We're going to learn how to detach from things that we want, people that we want romantically. And there goes my phone over here. Who is it? Oh, it's Oklahoma City. Isn't that apropos? Like, who's calling from Oklahoma City? I don't know anybody from there that I know of. Anyway, what you really want to do in order to be able to maneuver on this planet, because it's very manipulative, you want to practice observant detachment. So you want to, I love Barry White. I just saw that. Barry White popped up in my head there. That voice, so melodic. Sexy man, big man, very sexy though with that voice. Yeah, I said that. Anyway, I'm locked in my house. What is it you want me to do? Okay, so in order to actually elevate the energy so that you are not in a lower vibration of desperation, they can sense it. If somebody feels you are desperate, they can play on your desperation and they can manipulate you. You never want to be manipulated. You want to only do the things that you want to do because it's your choice. A lot of times we don't know where we are being manipulated. So the way to not be manipulated is to raise your vibration by observing. So for example, let's say you're 60 and you've never been a singer in your life, but you always wanted to be a singer. And you're like, my time's over with, it's never going to happen for me. That could be true, but you're looking at it only one way. You're looking at it in terms of, if I'm not a famous singer on TV in big stadiums at Madison Square Gardens, wherever it is, then I don't count. That's what we've been taught to think. That's bullshit. Your singing can touch somebody everywhere in the world and in your one-on-one day life. You're aspiring to what you've been manipulated to aspire to, which is not what we should be doing. So we have to step back and go, well, if I'm a 60-year-old singer, for example, and I've never been able to sing out there because no one ever hired me or I wouldn't play the game, how can I use my voice in the way that I want to do it through my singing? And you can figure that out. So you can never let them tell you what is valuable and what gifts you have. They do that where we don't feel it. So you have to detach from what you want. You can never really want anything that bad. If you open yourself up through either greed or greedy desperation, I hate to call it that because in all fairness, it's not necessarily greedy, but if you do that, you are allowing yourself to be lowered, and lower vibrations like depression, like sadness, like fear of not being good enough, like the negative talk that we have in our head allows entities to attach to us and to pull us down to their level. They would love nothing more than for us to think that way, because they can have at it with our body. It's energetic rape from the other side is what I'm going to call it, and not in a sexual way. It is harvesting of our body life force. We should be joyful in who we are, whether we get recognition or not. You want to sing, sing. You want to sing in your shower. You want to sing at your church. You want to sing for the old people in the old people's home, or the little kids in kindergarten. Wherever it is you want to sing, sing. They don't get to control you, and you are not less valuable because you are not up there on stage. Bullshit. The only reason that we know of people up on stage is because they've been promoted to us to be better than us. And that's what's changing right now. And when I look at Chris Cornell's energy, I do see an elevation to the God source. So they didn't get their way with him, okay? They didn't get him to shut up, because now he can speak in his truth to any medium that can pick up on him, or any person energetically, and he can start speaking, and he can look right in the eyes. He does talk about the children still, okay, and worries for his children. That's what I got this afternoon. I'm going to meditate tonight, and I will do a video again on it tomorrow, because I think it's an important topic. I think it's ridiculous to think that all these people are committing suicide. What kind of planet do we live on that when you get everything you want, every wish, every desire, you're going to kill yourself? Does that really make sense to you? That's the line of shit they tell us. And here's what I learned when I was very young. Because of my circumstances and running away, people like to call you crazy. They like to make you the scapegoat in society. You're the bad child. You ran away. No one ever asks, why did you run away, right? It's just you're bad. You're the one that speaks out. You must be bad. You're the one that says things people don't want to hear. You must be the bitch, right? So you're the scapegoat. So it takes a lot of strength for anybody in our life to keep speaking up. Any person that you know that goes against political correctness. What the fuck? We have a whole country of zombies running around with the same thing. I don't care who you vote for, what you believe in. You're entitled to it, but I'm entitled to my own opinion too. I'm so sick of it. You get financially punished. You won't get hired. You get yelled at. You get thought of as crazy in this society. You know how fucking ridiculous that is? Please, okay? Do I look at you like you're crazy because you eat ham and you don't eat chicken? No. You want to be a vegan? Be a vegan. Don't tell me to be a vegan. I don't want to be a vegan unless I do want to be a vegan. then I agree with you. But what if I don't? Do I need to be persecuted? I mean, please. I mean, fuck off, okay? They're exterminating human beings. Stop worrying about the animals right now. They're under control. It's the human beings that are being murdered on this planet. Did we not see this? They weaponized a virus out there, and they put us out here. I just have to say this. It is astounding to me that there is nobody on a freeway chase. My friend Lori and I laugh at that all day. Where's these a-holes that are high, driving car chases, robbing people? Where are they? They don't care about the law any other time of day, but they care about a virus? I find that absolutely absurd. I find it absurd. I've never heard of such a thing. We have countries where ISIS lives that blow us up with planes, that come and dive bomb us and kill our people in other countries, but they're staying indoors because of a virus? Really? Really? Do you believe that? Because I don't believe that. I'm sorry, call me just, I'm sorry. Where is ISIS now? These people are out all the time, and suddenly I don't see ISIS anymore. What are they doing? Where are they? Where did they go all of a sudden? Why don't we hear about them? Before this lockdown, why haven't we heard about them? Where the freaking hell are they? Where are they? We have drug traffickers. Where are the caravans of Mexicans crossing the border? I'm not picking on the Mexicans, but where are they? Because I watched it. I watched how cruel we were as people stopping them, but they stopped themselves now because of a virus? Really? I don't know. It strikes me as odd. So everybody, okay, I'll take the government at their word for now, just so I don't end up dead. And I don't want anybody out like crossing the borders. That's not what I'm saying. But why are we believing this? When have we had the entire world on a whole on lockdown at any given time? We used to have the threat of nukes going off in Russia. We had, oh God, where they blew up the nuclear station in the 80s. You know what I'm talking about. We had break down your wall, Mr. Gorbachev, as if it was some big thing. Apparently, all you had to do was let a virus into the public. We could stop all the shenanigans around the world. That's all we have to do. We didn't need to break down our wall, Mr. Gorbachev. That's Reagan and his theatrics during that time. Remember that? Remember that BS? As if, I mean, like, really? We don't need a press op for that. This is all bullshit. So, I mean, all of that is bullshit because apparently you just need to say you're going to catch a virus. Even AIDS didn't stop people with this. What is going on? What is going on? It's, oops, there goes my phone. Just dropped my phone. But what is going on this planet? It just makes me laugh. Okay, so I've got to calm myself down because I'm stuck in my house and hopefully they don't send the hit squad out here to get me for my nonsense. But look at it. Just look at it. Nobody is on the street. We actually have people, literally, they have little X's on the floor for 6 feet apart. Really? Because you have people with TB in your store every day. You have homeless people in your store with tuberculosis. Get a grip. I'm sorry. I'm not, I'm sorry. I'm not saying there isn't a virus. I believe there really is a virus. But why aren't we talking about where it came from, why it's affecting us like this? They're telling it's from an animal again. So are we saying the Chinese people had sex with an animal, or are we saying they tested it on an animal? What are we saying? Because I believe AIDS was launched by the CIA. That's what I think. That's what I think. Because suddenly it just showed up, and I was in the clubs like as a kid, and it showed up one day. It just showed up. There was AIDS. Suddenly everybody had AIDS, which I heard. Okay, there were 2 stories of thought with AIDS, both of it, or HIV/AIDS, whatever it is. Both of it made me laugh. One was it came from a monkey, which was like, okay, so why are these people having sex with monkeys? Who's protecting the monkeys? Seriously. I'm sorry. Where's the PETA people for the monkeys? They're not there. Then the other one was the Typhoid Mary of AIDS was actually a fellow countryman, Canadian flight attendant dude who was apparently in every bathhouse around the world on his flight, screwing everybody and anybody. And he was the one that distributed it. So I think he was the Canadian scapegoat. They love to say shit about Canadians. We're always the scapegoats, right? It's like, well, what? Yeah. I know, what's that about? But this flight attendant apparently just went around. So we are to believe that one man single-handedly started the outbreak of AIDS all over the world. If you remember, Google it. It's back in the 80s. I literally was alive at that time. And when AIDS came into the forefront, it was, I think, 1981. So I would have been 13. And I was in the clubs because I was that kind of kid. But anyway, that's when it broke out in the world. But when you're looking at it, where does it come from? So I actually, and I'm sorry, I have to say this. I actually believe, okay, so how do I want to word this? I really do believe they put something out there like cigarettes. Do you remember William Morris? And do you remember back in the 70s, maybe early 80s, they were killing people at William Morris? Not at William Morris. William Morris was coming out saying cigarettes are safe. Really, they're safe. Totally safe. All our movie stars, Bogey, Bacall, all of them, they're remember? They are freaking smoking all the time. Stella. Okay, I'm going to calm down. I'm sorry. They were smoking and we were told it's cool. It was cool. People were doing cigarette commercials. They're sitting there. They look so glamorous. I love to smoke Eve cigarettes because it had pink flowers. I wasn't really in for the smoking. I like the pink flowers. Even I was manipulated by these really cool, pink flowers on the Eve cigarettes in the pink box. That's who I was. They were marketing to me with that. Okay. Totally fashionable. It would help your anxiety, calm your nerves. Meanwhile, it's a fucking stimulant. It's nicotine. It's like this. It's like saying coffee isn't a stimulant, of which I've had too much about an hour ago. But anyway, it's a stimulant. And so they kept saying it. So when people started speaking out against Philip Morris? Yeah. They started speaking out against it. Remember the guy that actually leaked the documents? He had to go into seclusion and hiding, and people threatened his life. He worked for them. He kept leaking it, and nobody believed him. They called him crazy too. He's crazy too. Well, guess who's not crazy? And guess who's not on a conspiracy theory? I can't remember if they killed him or not, but that guy, what's his name? Gladiator played him, Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe played him in a movie, but he's the one that documented. And then you're going to go look at, oh my God, Silkwood. I love that movie. But those two, even though I hate one of those actresses. But anyway, if you look at the movie Silkwood, same thing. Look at Erin Brockovich. There they were putting cad plate and chromium into the water everywhere that people were drinking. PG&E, the culprits of the fires, bunch of bitch ass companies. Why does this company even have a right to be in business after they dropped chromium and cad plate into the water? Do you know what that stuff does? You are not allowed to use it. You have to wear masks. It's basically when you go down in the tanks, it's cyanide, okay? But they were putting it in the water. The unsuspecting society, wherever it was, I forget where it was now, Northern California, is drinking it, swimming in it, washing their hair in it, and they're getting all this cancer, and they're being told that they're crazy. They are crazy, but PG&E is running around. Guess who caused the fires in California? PG and freaking E, right? Remember that? And General Electric down here, but PG&E up in that beautiful up north, to the people whose houses were burnt to the ground, who are just average people, not rich people, but they want the land for some reason. And if you can't buy back your property at half price, or they were going to buy you out at half price, so 50 cents on the dollar, they stage this shit. Then they come in and go, we're going to do you a favor because we like you. We're going to buy your property at 50 cents on the dollar. We're not going to give you full price, even though you've lost your whole life and you're retired and you've had this place your whole time. That is unacceptable, and that is what we are experiencing. That is what they did. That is PG&E. Now, why are they in charge of our electrical? And why the hell, when they kept reporting that their fires were, their electrical equipment was broken down, and that's what caused the fire, why are we not throwing these people out? Oh, that's right, because we've got Jerry Brown, Governor Crazy Pants. We've got him and his sister on the board. So we have family members. What is this? Can you not find other people to be on your board? What is this? Why are they all related? We don't care. We don't care. But I'm just saying that's the world we're living in. So I want people to start. I'm getting agitated now. I'm like PG&E. But honestly, when you look at this, so when you are looking at companies that they tell you are respectful and that they tell you are in charge of your health, your food, what goes into your food, you actually cannot trust these people because I'm going to say it again. PG&E dumped toxic chemicals into human beings' drinking waters for their own material gain on purpose, knowing it. Flat out knowing it, not giving a shit about you because you're nobody. You're just some piece of meat that goes around. Monsanto, another one. Are you kidding me? They are feminizing everybody with the soy. Stop putting soy in shit. I can't handle soy. I don't need soy. Stop with your soy. Stop. But they do it. They put all kinds of things. You can't even, do you know in California, you can't collect rainwater? You can't collect rainwater. It's illegal. So from the sky, they're trying to say they own it. They don't own it. They don't own the land. They don't own the boundaries. That's a human man-made thing. They're trying to take us, kick us off our stuff. But it's a very good lesson. And now I'm getting itchy right here. Okay, there I itched. I get itchy in the weirdest places. Anyway, it's a really good lesson, and I'll tell you why. As human beings, we come on to this plane, and it's the currency is money. So we all aspire. Every little kid's like, I want that pair of sneakers. Every little girl's like, I want that purse or those heels. I want that lipstick, which they charge outrageous amounts of money for eyeliner. I'm just saying it goes so quickly. Lip liner, a lot of times. All little kids want this. They want to do this kind of thing. So money is the currency, the energy on earth. Okay, that's fine. That's all good. But we buy things materialistically. We buy houses, we buy cars, we buy clothes, we buy cell phones, we buy cameras, we buy lights, we buy dishes, we buy whatever it is we buy. And that's beautiful that we can do that. We pay for our kids, our diapers, our private schools, and we keep aspiring financially. It just occurred to me with the poor people that died in Northern California, Paradise, California. I was like, wait, Princess, Paradise. Those poor people put their life savings, were retired, just regular people, nice people, okay? Really nice people living in beautiful, peaceful land, okay? Nature, and they destroy the nature, these idiots at PG&E. Really stupid. But these people, They learned right then and there what most of us won't learn till the day that we die, that in order to elevate your energy, what I was saying, observant detachment, is to let go of things in the physical. And if you think about it, when you're in your 20s, okay, no, let's go back before you're 20. If you think about it, when you're in your 7 and 8 years old, you're a kid and it's really fun. Usually someone's taking care of you, you're having fun, you're riding your bike, you're swimming on the weekends, you're doing fun stuff. Then you go through puberty and suddenly your life is not the same. So what you held dear as a 10-year-old is so different when you're 14 and you have no control over what's going on. Like your body's doing stuff. Like I just can remember when I first got my period, not that you want to hear it. No one ever told me about my period. I got my period and I was like, oh my fucking God, what is this? And I was like, oh. Anyway, no one told me it was going to happen, and I certainly didn't know it was going to happen when I was that young. But what I'm saying to you is I had to let go of the idea that I was a child. Men started looking at me differently, okay? Like they looked at me differently then, but they looked at me really differently as soon as I went into puberty. So my world was altered, and that's the same for everybody that goes in puberty. You are looked at differently. And you know what I'm talking about because it happens to everybody. When you're pregnant, you are looked at differently. You are seen as different. It's a very weird experience to watch. There are actually some men out there when you're pregnant. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm saying this. Oh, I'm having such fun. There are some men out there. I remember being 8 months pregnant and having men flirt with me and running home and going, oh my God, these fucking sick men, what is wrong with them? I was horrified. I was afraid I was going to get raped when I was pregnant. I was terrified. I would go to the mall and I would like look at people and they would be looking at me and they'd be looking at my belly and my breasts and I'd be like, oh God, get away from me. I'd almost have rather walked naked, not pregnant through the mall than through the mall pregnant. Okay, anyway, this is a weird story. There are men that have those kinks. Oh God, it was so terrifying. Anyway, that's what was happening. So when you look at it, our whole life and the way that our body changes, like as you get older. So when you're a young mother, you still have energy. In your 40s, you have energy, even in your 50s. When you get to your 60s and 70s and you try to do things, you have to wear glasses and you can't see. You can't lift things in the same way. You can't climb up on a roof in the same way. Like when you're 20, you can climb up on a roof, no problem. If you're 70, you better watch what you're doing because you might not be as balanced. You may not, I mean, we can exercise all we want, but the fact is we are constantly changing and evolving in different directions. And as we evolve and change, we have to let go of things. These people in Paradise, California had to let go of everything they'd done in their life up until that point against their will, manipulatively so, fire set on purpose. In my opinion, if your equipment's down and you know it and you leave it out there, you're just tampering with people's lives. But they learned a very valuable lesson. They learned before they die what's really important. And they learned how to let go of everything physically. And they learned how to do it in a way where now they've got nothing to lose. So what they can do is just elevate on a soul level if they can get out of the depression and they can actually love the people around them. So they learn that because when you're on your deathbed, you can be damn sure these fuckers with their billions of dollars that let babies starve. And don't tell me these people that donated $1 million, the mayor of LA, I just got one, sorry, itchy again. I start to twitch and you know this is gonna be my thing, I'm gonna twitch. One of my friends called me and she told me the mayor was thanking people that donated. And I guess one of the Kylie Jenner or whatever donated like $1 million, somebody else. That is very nice to people that don't have money right now. That is very nice. But when you have $500 million, I think it's like donating a quarter. I'm sorry. You're doing it, but I'm like, you know, what is that? Take $200 million and donate it. Do something. You people do nothing. You have $500 million. You're not going to give more than $1 million? Fuck you. I wouldn't take that. I'm sorry, the people are starving, but we go, oh, good, look, they're getting recommendations on camera. They donated $1 million. To them, $1 million is like a quarter to me. I don't need to be thanked for giving some guy on the side of the street a freaking quarter, okay? That's just stupid when I have, you know, whatever. Let's say I had $1 million in the bank. Why don't I give him $100 or something? A quarter? Okay. That's the equivalent of what they're doing. So take a look at it. These people, when they die, okay, let's get to Bill Gates. Bill Gates. Yeah. Okay, that guy has been into the depopulation movement forever, and he's entitled to that. But I'm not entitled to it. And I'm now here's what I'm going to say. I am for a woman's right to choose on every capacity in her life about what's best for her. But if you want to have 6 kids, you should have 6 kids because Bill Gates is trying to stop the population. I am for you having 6 kids. Hey, if you can do it, I don't think my kids might not have lived because I might have got so mad at them and accidentally left them on the roof of the car in their strapped seat or whatever. That was always my fear. Remember those people? They leave the little baby seat on the roof and they drive. I was always checking there was nothing on the roof because I was so tired. I was like, what if I actually do that? I didn't do that. But Bill Gates wants to stop people from populating. Who died and left that fucker boss, okay? There he is with all his money, and he goes into African countries. Again, brown-skinned people, pay attention. These people don't have what we want. And I wanted to get into that, actually, now that we're bringing up Bill Gates. This isn't him. But on the other side, energetically, what happens is these people are claimed. Okay, so the African countries, and just take Nigeria. I don't even really know which countries are the poorest over there, to tell you the truth. But on the astral level, these people and their beautiful, safe lifestyles are claimed. They are claimed on a soul level. They are captured energetically, captured. They are stalked and captured from lifetime to lifetime. And I really believe this, so call me crazy. Write the emails, call me a man. Hey, you think I'm a man? Good for you. Call me a man, I don't care. Go fuck yourself too. You can call me whatever. Call me a frog. But these people are claimed, and they are claimed into a country because they are harnessed energetically as slaves. And it has nothing to do with their skin color. Nothing to do with their skin color. It has to do with their energy, and they are being raped energetically from that side, and they're killed off, died, and those souls, once they kill them here, okay, for their blood cult, they don't automatically go in because there's some sort of an energy thing done. They go across and they're come back in, and they end up over there again. They are harnessing these people as slaves. We need to free the slaves, but it's the slaves on this planet in these countries. It is not skin color slaves. There are white people involved in this. There are brown people. There are Asian people, whatever color. I don't even know the colors now. Whatever color you are, there are these people involved. We actually need to stop this, eradicate it. Bill Gates thinks that we care what he says. Why? Because the fat, chubby guy that wears, Poindexter sweaters and shoulder pads and shit on his arms and supposedly created Microsoft. Do we really need to listen to him? If he did indeed create I know he did. It's his business. I'm not saying it for that reason. But do you really think that guy came up with that on his own? Because when I listen to him talk, I'm like, he's one thing. Is he a medical doctor? He's not a medical doctor. So why am I listening to him? Why am I listening to him talk about vaccines? Who is he? Who is he? He's like Robert De Niro talking about politics. Who the fuck is he? Is he a political genius, or does he just have an opinion? Because opinions are like assholes. We all have one. I mean, seriously. So when you look at Bill Gates, ask yourself why anybody is listening to him. Why he's on the board of medical companies doing what he's doing. Why? Why does he have a say-so in the Zika virus? Do you not find that funny that mosquitoes were sent out to bite us on, literally programmed, bred in captivity, populated, and sent out to put a virus in us through a mosquito? Sounds weird? Sounds science fiction? Start researching it. Research Bill Gates. Research Richard Branson. Research these people and their billions. They should not be keeping billions. It's not up to me to say that. Actually, they've earned it. It's their right and their companies. However, what are they doing? Because all of them together, let's just put Richard Branson with Bill Gates, with Queen Elizabeth, and some other rich person on the planet. Jeff Bezos' wife, because she apparently has more money than the Queen. So she's become the richest woman in the world. Let's put these people together and let's cut their money in half, leaving them more money than God. Put Oprah in that too. more money than God, and let's cure world hunger and starving babies and hospital issues and whatever. Why are we not doing that? Why aren't they doing it? Why are they keeping these billions of dollars? Why are they doing that? Because as you know, and I know, when we die, that money's not going with them. Unless, of course, they have a different philosophy and think they can go through a portal and end up back here and come back and collect their money, because that's what they're doing. Sounds weird, but that's what I believe they're doing, trying to do. Okay, so again, I'm going to bring up Kobe Bryant. You all are not going to like it, and I'm really sorry. He was an amazing basketball player. He could do that. It's a basketball, but he could do that as opposed to curing cancer. But yes, it's a basketball. That's awesome. Anyway, let's look at this. His coaches, his friends, the other families, the people that he knows that are wealthy as shit. He knows some, Middle Eastern royalty out there. So much money. Money up the ass. Are you telling me that his family had to charge for the memorial? And don't tell me it was a way to get into the memorial. Are you telling me his family had to charge for that in order to pick tickets and then donate it to a charity? Who owns the charity? Let's research it, because that's bullshit. His fans are the ones that don't have that kind of money and save their money to take their little kids, their grandkids, their little sons, their little daughters to go sit and watch the Lakers at really unreasonable prices, like going to Disneyland for $150 for times 4 for your kids. Who the fuck is doing that on minimum wage? But yet the parks are full, and they're not donating it freely. They're donating it to a charity. I want to know the charity. All of us have to make this thing. They've got charity things out there like we're just all stupid little zombies. Oh, I want to feel good, so I'll give $1 to the charity. Stop that right now, because you don't know who owns the charity or where it's going unless you know where your charity puts their money. And don't listen to 100% goes here. Ask for the financial documents before you give money to a charity to alleviate your own guilt for having money. You're allowed to make a living, okay? You're allowed to make a freaking living. There's charities. I went into Best Buy and they're like, do you want to help the poor homeless kids? I'm like, fuck no. The girl looks at me like, I do want to help them. I'm not giving your charity money. I said, well, where's this money go? She goes, oh, it's a charity. I said, do you personally know the charity? She's like, no, I'm getting in an argument everywhere I went before they shut the stores down. And she's like, no. I go, well, how do you know? How much money? Can you tell me how much money goes? Can you get your manager and he could tell me with paperwork? There should be a paperwork there that we can verify online with their financial records, okay, and the people on their boards where the money is going, the breakdown of the money. Yes, there should be. Now I'm going to tell you another little story. You just made me go on a story binge here. Work for a shelter in the valley, not going to mention their name. A long, long time ago. Did an interview on a show called The Hidden Truth. Okay, so over there at Jim Breslow's show, I'm going to mention him because he took a lot of flack for interviewing me. He got called a bunch of names. You guys don't call nice people names. It wasn't you guys, it was the guys over there. We're talking about Jeffrey Epstein. And I mentioned where I worked at the shelter because guess what? It's a free country and I can say where I work because I did work there. All right? It's like saying I worked at McDonald's and McDonald's slapping a cease and desist on me going, you can't say that. Well, I worked there, you idiots. Yes, I can. Anyway, I didn't work at McDonald's, but oh, my eyes tonight. I think my mascara is drooping. So anyway, I worked at the shelter and I simply mentioned it on the show. I mentioned what I did, okay? I didn't say I was the owner. I didn't say I was anything. Somebody got their underwear in a knot. I know who it was because I got kicked off of Twitter right after it by a supposed child protector that everybody who was speaking up against child predators got kicked off by this person who did a movie about the pedophile industry. Anyway, this representative actually is a turncoat underneath. Obviously, he wouldn't be kicking off the people off of Twitter he was, because the people he was kicking off were actually for protecting children. So he was going against it. Anyway, he got me kicked off of Twitter for a while, suspended, fired, jail, Twitter jail. What am I in 5th grade? You're going to put me in a timeout? Anyway, I was like, oh, I'm never going back on Twitter. I don't even like Twitter. Yeah, somebody said the name down there correctly. I'm not saying that guy's name, but he's actually a twisty with it, okay? He's a twisty. He thinks differently. Anyway, because he kicked a couple of people off, and I really wasn't saying anything. I was simply saying that Isaac Cappy did not commit suicide. I don't like it when people say stuff that I feel is differently. You are entitled to your opinion, but I can say he didn't commit suicide, and I can feel the energy, so I'm entitled to it as much as he's entitled to say that it was a suicide. So all I simply did on Twitter to that particular person that somebody up there mentioned is say, I don't think he committed suicide. And I didn't even say you're wrong, you motherfucker. I said, I just don't think it. I was targeted by this vicious little troll who watched my interview where I talked about Jeffrey Epstein not committing suicide. Apparently people would rather think these people killed themselves. Now, are you telling me that Jeffrey Epstein, narcissist that he was, devoid of a soul, killed himself in jail? Do you think that guy gave a shit? The whole government's paying the guy this time. He doesn't give a shit. That's for our benefit that he's supposed to have shame. He doesn't have any shame. He didn't kill himself. He's not afraid. He has money. He has Les Wexner. He has a bunch of, Victoria's Secret angels on his side and one client that made him a genius. All right? Read that story. Okay. And Giselle Giselle Maxlin, whatever her name is, his friend, I'm like, the pimp, his friend, Giselle. She apparently is fighting for money off his estate right now and asking for some money. Excuse me, Missy, you're in on this. You shouldn't be getting money, because if my family member was a pimp like that guy, whatever the hell he was doing, and caused that much havoc, they would employ the RICO law and come in and take all of my assets right the fuck out of my house, and my children wouldn't get any. So why does she get part of Jeffrey Epstein's money? Why? Why? Ask yourself. That's right, because she's special and you are not. And I am not. Anyway, what the hell was my point? Oh, I go back on my points all over the place. Now I've just gone out of my head. Oh yeah. So I'm doing the video on the Hidden Truth podcast, and I'm in studio and I'm telling my story of working at this shelter. I'm just talking about it, right? So I literally was inundated with shitty emails from, well, actually they were written politely, from the boss of the place saying that the people that were donating to her didn't want me mentioning that I worked there. And I was like, wow, that's really fucked up, because legally, she tried to slap a cease and desist on me, but legally, I have a right to say where I worked because I have a paycheck stub from there. So unless you can say I didn't work there, and I have a lot of family members that remember, and a lot of people that were actually in that shelter at the time that I'm still in contact with, that know I worked there. So you can't really tell me I didn't work there. I did. And you can't tell me to say Jeffrey Epstein didn't commit suicide, because, that he didn't commit suicide, because now they're saying he didn't commit suicide. So what is it you're agitated about? Then, through other people and sources, okay, and I'm talking about somewhere I worked 30 years ago. So through other people and sources, I found out how much this nonprofit, how much money this nonprofit person that ran it was making. And then I went, oh, I've never seen such money. So when you are giving to a nonprofit, make sure that the financials are transparent so that you know where the money goes. And it's perfectly fine for people to make money. They have to make a living when they put their life's energy in. And again, I am a supporter of Vera's Sanctuary up in Orange County and Freehab in the Valley. I'm a supporter of both of those because I know the owner, and I know the hard work, and I know the money, and I know the kids that she helps, and I know what she does. Those are the two shelters that I personally stand behind because I have worked there. I do stuff with them. I've been around it. You can check their financials. You know what you're getting when you do that. That's what I'm going to say. This is who I would go for. If you can't research it, don't give your money to it. Do not go in line at Ralph's and give money to whoever they put a jar out there for. What is that? No, I'm buying food. I'm not giving something every time I go to the food store. Are you cooking my food? Should I tip you for that too when you're not even in my house? It's so wrong. We all have to think, wait, I think Tupac is dead. I'm sorry. I know everybody says he's not. I feel like he is. Sorry. I did a video on that and I'm really sorry. Okay, so let's look at it a bit differently when we want to. I've gone on a rant. I really apologize. I think I'm too hyper. So let's talk about how to raise our energy, because we really have no control over these things, only in how we move forward from this point. So how do we move forward in this world the way that it is at the moment? So how do we proceed energetically? The first thing we do is we don't buy into fear. Fear is not helpful to anybody. Fear is what if. I don't know what if, because I'm living right now. I don't know what could happen next Thursday because I'm here right now. So I have to just take care of my emotional state right now. So I don't judge anything around me. I just don't allow fear. I don't allow it to hit me. Every time I have fear, again, Ghislaine Maxwell, thank you. I was like going crazy. That chick who threw women under the bus, she's one of us. But she's not, because she's a prostitute for women underage, and they don't even bring up the satanic ritual involved in that. Okay, sorry, step back. What we need to do is we all need to get together energetically and decide what works for us as a people. Individually, we can support other people who have different viewpoints than we do. We can agree to support them if they agree to support us. So if I don't want to be vaccinated, then I want people supporting my right to that choice. Nothing should be mandatory. There should be no mandatory. This is my life and this is your life. It's not a mandatory thing because a government operates in a way that's corrupt because they all have money. We have no choice in who we pick other than a choice of a very few small people. So we need to band together to agree that, because even if I don't agree with you, you have rights. Even if you don't agree with me, I have rights. So Jim Breslow, yes, Jim Breslow. I actually like him. He was good and everybody was mean to him. I still read some of the comments. I'm like, that's not nice. Jim was nice. He's a Pisces. And I think we're born in the same year, very close. Anyway, he's a Pisces. Pisces don't like their feelings being hurt. So don't hurt his feelings. And Michael was a producer on that, and he's a Scorpio, and they don't like their feelings hurt. Of course, they'll kill you if you hurt their feelings, but it's different. 2 water signs. Okay, so what we need to do is kind of raise our energy so that we can see people are different and we have different goals. So we should all be in charge of our bodies and what goes into our bodies. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. So it's my body, my choice in every area of my life, not just the area you want to control about having babies or not, or you think that that's the most important thing in my life. It's not the most important thing in my life. Other things are important in my life. What goes into my body, in my food, what goes into my children's food, what do I drink, what are the substances in my food, like anything that I ingest. What are doctors telling me? Are they pushing money by big pharma? Is that what they're doing? Is that why I'm supposed to have certain things happen? I actually spoke to a client. I will not say the name or the part of the country she came in, but I had this, and she'll know if she's watching who it is. I had this conversation with her. She's a pharmaceutical girl and a very, very lovely woman, very spiritual. There were pregnant women all over the world, all over the Americas, coming in, and in certain states, it's mandatory that they get these vaccines while they're pregnant. Meanwhile, now, maybe a lot of you aren't that age, but in my age group, I went to school with kids that were thalidomide babies. They give thalidomide, I hope I'm saying that right, to the moms, pregnant moms, when they got headaches while they were pregnant. And it caused deformities in these kids where they were missing arms that they couldn't see out of their eyes. And this was done knowingly so. In other words, they knew it. When you're pregnant, it's better not to put anything in your body because you don't know how it's going to affect your chemistry. I don't understand why doctors would say anything else unless you have an overriding medical condition, like you're a diabetic and you have to take insulin. You're detoxing off heroin, so you have to keep a certain dose. Those things have been proven. Anything else that they tell you to put in your body, oh, it's fine to take that, it's fine. But yet you can't smoke a cigarette? Really? I can inject myself with the vaccine while I'm pregnant, but I can't have 1 cigarette? Not that you should be smoking. I'm not saying that, but just look at, does that like make sense? I don't think so. So we have to actually think about what's right for us because we are being controlled right now by the government. No one is telling us anything. And truthfully, people go, do you support Q? Do you think Trump's the savior? Do you think the pedophiles are being taken down? I'll tell you what I think is actually happening. This is just what I'm picking up energetically. I'm entitled to my own opinion. That's what I'm going to keep saying. I know you are, but what am I? Okay. So I believe there's several different agendas. I believe there is an agenda to control the population. I believe that. So I believe we are, look at us, we're all in our house. Why isn't anybody out there rebelling? I don't understand this. I can't put my head around this. I can't understand it. So I believe there's an agenda to control the population, to monetize off us, to rein us back in. We, the people, are starting to stand up and they don't like it. So I believe that that is a true agenda. I also believe there is a lot, Stella Bella, did I just see that? That's hilarious. I should have a child named Stella. I need to rename one of my children. Stella. Okay, sorry. I get really hyper. I'm really sorry. But I'm not sorry. I'm just having fun. I like it. It's fun, you guys. Because I can't go out and run up mountains in the middle of the night anymore. I am now contained because somebody named Newsom closed all the parks. Because God forbid 10 people should be climbing up to the top of a 10,000-foot mountain on their own where you don't see people when it's not closed down, as if you're going to get infected by yourself up there. Who are you getting infected by unless they're dropping stuff out of the sky? This could be keyword. But they want us on the sidewalk so they can see where to drop it. This makes me suspicious. Okay, so anyway, there's that agenda, but then there is a huge child trafficking thing that happens with 800,000 missing kids a year. You have to ask yourself what that is. I know nothing about anybody in the government. I'm not even reading it. I have no say-so in that because I believe it's too controlled for it to make sense. I don't believe you can get anywhere because it's too controlled. So when people have that kind of control, I'm not going to trust them. I'm just not going to trust them. Sorry, I'm not going to. I do know, though, that there is a blood cult out there that is controlling every aspect of what we do based on how they want us to respond. And I refuse. I'm not watching your movies unless it's really good. I don't want to be watching shit anymore. I'm not watching your shitty talk shows. I'm not watching them anymore. Take your talk shows and shove them up your ass. I'm not doing it. I'm really not. I'm not going to eat what you tell me to eat. I'm not taking the medicine you tell me to take during menopause. I'm just not. I'm not taking the birth control. I'm not taking whatever it is you tell me is good for me. I'm not taking it. I'm going to actually sit and feel my body. And I'm going to decide what it is that goes into my body. That's what I'm going to do. We can all start doing that in little ways. We can start standing up. Each and every one of us, if we see something that's not right, we should, wait, stop saying sorry. We love you. I'm Canadian. Don't you know we apologize? I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Oh my God, I almost said it again. Okay, so we need to actually sit down and stand up for what it is. So within 2 weeks, literally. So how long have we been in lockdown? A week? It's been 7 days. I'm liable to go batshit crazy and get arrested next week. Lori, if you're on here, I hope you're ready. We need to start. Lori, let's rent a car. I know she's on here somewhere. Let's rent a car and start our own chase on one of these freeways just for fun, just to see where the helicopters come from, just so we can cause some trouble without harming anybody, because apparently nobody's supposed to go out. So what harm could it be? I think we need to do this. Okay, so in 2 weeks, if everything isn't done by Easter, really, then we need to go out. We need to stop being inside. We really need to do that. If we are all fine and the people that are in carriers or whatever they're saying, within a month, we should know this. We should really know this. Should we not? Should we not know this? So if they try to contain us after that, we need to start speaking up. We need to actually go to our government offices, stand out there where they can't mow us down. I mean, maybe they'll bring the tanks in. Do you remember that in China, Tiananmen Square? I think that was in the 80s. I might be wrong, but they just mowed the people down. The people asked questions. What did China do? They got them in tanks and rolled over them, for real. Some of you are too young to remember that. Tiananmen Square. They do stuff like this. Chernobyl, that's what I was trying to think of in the 80s. Russia blew up their nuclear plant, Chernobyl, which they knew about weeks in advance, and they just spewed it onto the people. This is governments around the world. Our government is no better. They're just different. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them in these things. They are politically getting at each other in the middle of a crisis with our lives. What is that? Like, who are these people? All of them. Like, none of these people should be voted for. Nobody after this happens, because they are fighting amongst themselves. If you are a company that makes ventilators, all states should get together, decide equally on one price. I don't care if you like Republicans. I don't care if you like Democrats. I don't care. Find the ventilator price that the manufacturers are comfortable with, give them their money, and put these ventilators out there. If you don't have a hospital that is working or whatever, find another hospital in a state in the Midwest where nobody's infected. Use that hospital. Figure out a way to do it. Figure a way out. Do it. You can do it in other countries. Do it in this country, and stop with the bantering about the money and the this and the that. No one cares. Nobody cares. I hope they totally restructure the government after this so that we don't have this kind of system anymore, because you can't get anything done. It's a bunch of red tape, and they're screwing with our lives. They are literally screwing with our lives. If ventilators are important, if this virus is as serious as you people say it is, talking to the government, then you need to make sure that your people are protected, but they're not. They're just telling us to stay inside. They're going to tell us that we need a vaccine. They're going to tell us that, oh, it's gone in 3 days or 5 days or 14 days. Now kids are getting it. And I read on Facebook somebody's daughter had it in Burbank. Why am I not hearing that from somebody who's watching the news? I don't watch it. Why am I not hearing that? Exactly. So we need to detach from that, because we can't really control that right now. We need to, wait, what about aliens? Yes, there's aliens. There's always been aliens. I used to see aliens as a kid. I did. Sorry, I did. Oh my God, I can't remember Yvonne's last name. Yvonne lives close to me. She does a lot of therapy with people that have had alien abductions. She's around the corner, and we did the Montel show together in like 2008. And you can look her up, Yvonne, and I can't remember her last name. Shit. She's an expert in the field, but this is a true thing. It is a thing. How can we think we're the only people on this planet, really? How can we think this? I mean, when we die, where do we go exactly? So if we don't know where we go exactly when we die, why would we assume we're the only people here? Do you not think that people can, like, okay, let's look at it this way. What if human beings were like ants? So there goes my nose now, it's itchy. What if human beings were like ants? We human beings watch the ants as we walk through the forest, okay? And they're on logs, and we watch them. And they come, and I tell you a funny story about the ants. Okay, so John, my husband, used to go when we go walking, and he would take candies for the ants. I know that sounds weird. He would put a peppermint on a log, and he'd go for his walk and come back and see if the ants found the peppermint. They would always find the peppermint, and they would all be around the peppermint. So what if human beings are like the ants, and then we are like the aliens to the ants? The ants are not really aware of us that we know of, because we don't talk to them. Maybe some of them are. Maybe some of them understand what we are. But do they? And are we aliens to them? So what's to think it's not the same thing? What if somebody is putting a little peppermint in front of us and watching to see how we respond? Science experiment. This is right. Remember the Twilight Zone? Remember the man, and he went with the aliens, and he thought he was going to be the king of a country, and then he woke up and he was in the cage. That's how I feel. So that's how I feel. But we actually have to start doing things. So we have to get our minds set. And I've been talking to a lot of people that are worried because they're very active people and they're not doing their jobs in the same way. You've got to trust that you're going to find another way to make a living, or that you're going to continue to make a living the way that you do in a different way. You need to start doing this. You need to start focusing on what you can do to elevate your energy, what you can do to see yourself in a different way, because the energy is definitely changing. The energy is shifting in such a dramatic way that regardless of all of this going on, we still are here and we are still vibrant, and they still can't take us down. as long as we band together. So here's the imagery I want you to do in your head. I want you to imagine with all the people that you love in your life and their friends and friends that you know or hear of. I want you to imagine locking your arms together like a big chain. And I want you to start praying within that chain. So when you go to sleep at night, I want you literally to lock hands with people. So like the people that I meet on here, you guys. So I'll pick 4 names of people I don't know in person, but people that I can see their names here. And then my girlfriends like Lori and Deanna, and I'll think of them. And then my kids and some of their friends. And I want us all to lock our arms together in strength, but I want to do it energetically with strength. And I want us to pray. I want us to pray for funness, happiness, joy. Don't let anyone take your joy. It is fun. I'm allowed to laugh, even though people have what they have. I was still allowed to laugh when Vietnam was going on. Well, I was a kid. I didn't really know what was going on. I was just born, in the Vietnam time. I was allowed to laugh, about anything going on. Just because something happens in one part of the country or happens to people, I am here doing this and I am allowed to raise my vibration, as are you. We are not to stay stuck. So I want everybody to pick 4 people they don't know and actually put their names in their head and lock arms energetically and imagine like raising the energy with them. Joy, happiness, especially laughter. Laughter is fun. Laughter is good. I want you to think of things that are funny. Let's all think of a ninja plan. What is a ninja plan? It's a plan where we're all going to wear black leggings, cute black leggings. Okay, we're going to find them. We're going to order them online if we don't have them. We're going to put our black leggings on. We're going to wear a black turtleneck and a hoodie. But it can't have any markings on the hoodie because they can tell who you are. And we're all going to go outside when we're not supposed to in our neighborhood and do something fun and videotape it. I'm going to get in huge trouble for this. We're not going to go near anybody else. But we're going to do fun things, but we have to wear ninja outfits. If you have bleached hair, cover it up because you'll be identified. Your shoes, we can't have any laces coloring. It's just like plain shoes too. You can tell I was a childhood burglar, right? No, I'm kidding. I wasn't. But this is what we got to do. We have to we have to plan in our heads. We have to know and trust and have faith. Because if we don't do that, we're going to buy into what we're hearing on the news. Do you know, I turned on something on Yahoo and listened to this nonsense about some guy that wasn't telling me anything, but was saying something about the virus and being very scared. And I'm like, show me facts. Tell me things that are concrete. Don't just tell me to be scared and I better listen. That doesn't make sense. Nobody's going to do that. So we need to do that as well. The other thing is, if you can start talking to people, reach out to somebody. If you're in your house, hug somebody in your house, your pet. Pets get scared. They can feel us, They can feel our weirdness. There's nothing wrong with holding hands with somebody if you're familiar with them. Don't just walk up to a stranger. You'll freak those people out. In the line in the supermarket, you will scare them. Touch somebody, hug them, touch their face. Wash your hands and touch their face. What is this not touching stuff? I'm telling you. I understand in the context of the virus, okay? Don't go in a hospital. Don't do those things unnecessarily. But if you're in a house, why are you afraid to touch them? You're in the house with them. Unless they're sick. If they're not sick, hug them. Why would you not? I don't understand. Y'all are sitting at the same table. You think hugging them or playing pinky games with them is going to be a problem? Don't do that. Just one person, somebody close to you, go outside in your front yard, find a flower across the street, take a picture of it, then run back into your house if you're scared. But don't wander down the street a little bit more, because if there's nobody around you, you're not going to catch it. If you stand in the supermarket line, there's more of a chance probably there's more people there. But if you have to go to the supermarket, you have to go. What are you going to do? Starve to death? I guess it's a good diet tactic if you must, but that's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say tonight. The other thing that we should all be looking into, we should start researching. We should actually start researching about things going on in our own neighborhood. We should ask maybe our government officials, people in our local cities and towns, when this ban will be left. Who's in charge of the ban? Now, the band, the ban, not the band. So let's look at it this way. The president is saying certain things about the lockdown, and suddenly every state in the United States is agreeing with him. So for people that have such agitation, for some reason they're believing the president as far as like indoors and lockdown. So that gives one other kind of information, right? Like, what does that say? I don't know what it says. I'm gonna have to think about that. But tonight, we're all gonna look at 4 people on this chat or on your Facebook that you don't know, and friends of your friends, and we're going to include them in our prayers, even though we don't know them. We should include everybody anyway, but I mean, if you had to say everybody by name, that's a long ass list of people on the planet. So we're gonna include 4 people that we don't know, and that's gonna be it. And each of us is gonna do that as in locked together energetically, so that our strength raises. We are not weak, we are protected, we have faith. I promise you we have faith. I keep channeling, am I gonna die? And I can't believe I'm this stupid saying some of the shit that I do, and I don't get that if it's your time, it's your time. That's what I get. And I don't get that we're going to die. I just don't get it. I think there's some other things going on underneath that we're not really aware of. A virus, yes. But we should all be very aware of who released the virus and where it came from. And if it came from where they say it came from, we don't need to be dealing with that anymore. Those people need to be punished. We need to know how this got out. How did this get out? Where did it come from? Because I guarantee you, if in your backyard, in Los Angeles, in Ohio, in Chicago, wherever it is you live, if you dumped a bunch of gasoline in your backyard and let it go into the drainage pipe, I guarantee you they'd be at your door. Why are you polluting? So ask yourselves why we're being polluted by fictitious viruses that come out of animals and or people in the middle of nowhere and just show up. What is that? I don't know. So we actually need to do that. We should all be doing our research and educating people, not with crazy shit, but with real shit. And aside from that, we should then, if you have to watch the news, do it once a day. That's it. Like maybe turn it on at 6 or 6 in the morning when they have information. And other than that, don't watch it the rest of the day because it's designed to agitate you. Reach out to somebody that may need groceries if you're healthy. Take them some groceries. Reach out to somebody who maybe they can't get their pet for a walk because they're too afraid. Take their little pet for a walk. Drop off some flowers for your Starbucks girls or boys or whatever. Talk to your kid. Tell them not to be scared. Go on FaceTime with somebody and do a yoga class. That's what I'm going to do with Lori. I'm going to do a yoga class. If she's watching this, I'm bombarding her. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go on Zoom and do a yoga class. So do something like that. Okay, now as for 5G, I have no idea. I really don't know. I do know that all of technology brings with it risk. And I do know that my energy is very weird. So be kind, exactly. Be kind to people. I do know that the energy is very weird right now. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. Just to say that, I'm really not. I've been very tired. I've been tired, but I'm not so tired today, but I've been very tired. So I'm not sure. They say 5G causes a lot. I could see that. If the technology can go through mountains, you have to ask yourself what's happening. If you go to a tanning bed, you have to ask yourself what's happening. If you get in a car, you have to ask, what are they doing to make this car? And by the way, now that you just said the word car, I said the word car, Flint, freaking Michigan. Why do none of these presidents clear the water in Michigan? None of them. Not Clinton, not Obama, not Trump. Why? Why? Oh, and a Bush in there somewhere. Why? Why does that just live like that? Why? You know why? Because where that water was pumped into was people that no one cared about is why. But we care about those people. So that should be on our list too. Why that water is not being cleared up. They can't even drink their water. I don't know if it's been cleared yet, but nobody cares about that. They seem to care more about global warming, which is a thing. But in our immediate scope, we have Flint, Michigan. And that's really a thing because there's babies getting lead in their, it always affects kids. They're drinking lead through poisoning, through the car things. That's what it made me think of. See, my mind goes, oh my God, Flint, Michigan. All right, I'm over it. Okay, so let me see. Yourself with us. It's been fun. Yeah, no, I know. I've got to close this. I've got to eat. You know what I love to eat after this? I don't know. What are your guys' favorite foods? My favorite food actually is breakfast. I love to eat toast with eggs on it. So good. And purple onions. I'm a purple onion freak. Love purple onions. They're my friends. I eat them like apples. I love them. Love them, love them. Absolutely love them. This is what I eat every night after I get off of this. And then I call people and talk to them. Sometimes they don't answer me and they don't want to answer me. Other times they do because they're like, good God, what's she going to rant about? I love chocolates. Chocolates are really good. Yes, Agenda 21, Agenda 2030. We're living it. It's fucking outrageous. These people think they can control us. That's why they're killing people. I know. I can't stop. Okay, so let's look at things we can do on our own because soon our nails are going to be falling off. So we're going to have to go and give ourselves manicures. I'm so upset about that. I don't want to do that. So we can use olive oil on our nails. We can use coconut oil. We can use any kind of like hair conditioner. If we have to push our cuticles back, that is what we can do. As far as hair bleach, those not brave enough to put the bleach on probably aren't going to do it. So you're going to have roots. I will probably do a video when I do my bleach just to show you for fun. I'll come out here with the bleach on, then I'll shut the tape off, go rinse it off and come back and we'll see how well I do in incarceration here in my house. I mean, self-quarantined. I'm not really self-quarantined because if I go out, I might get in trouble, which means it's mandatory. So this is not like self-quarantined here. All right, so okay, wait, egg sandwiches, so good. I love eggs. Eggs, you know what? When I used to have my panic attacks, the only food that was safe for me was eggs. And I think it was all the vitamins that calmed my brain down. I just absolutely loved eggs. I love tacos too, but apparently the taco stand down the street's closed. So Tuesday tacos is out, right? Can't do that. Who said, oh, beets. Beets are so good. You know what? Beets are totally amazing. I love beets because they clean out, detoxify the liver and kidneys. So beet juice, beet anything, totally cleans our systems. You know another thing we can do? I can't even get my I can't get my leg up. I'm like so inflexible now that I have to take the yoga class. I was going to show you the bottom of my feet, but there's no way in hell I can get it up for you to see. We should all be massaging the bottom of our feet because the lymph system and the chakras in the bottom of the feet carry the stagnation. So that's something we can do. Take our loofah sponge or get a washcloth or our kitchen sink sponges and actually run our feet on it, maybe in the shower, in the bath, but start massaging our feet. I'm showing you here down like this. Start doing our feet like that so we can start releasing toxins because we want dark chocolates good. I can't show my feet. I can't get my leg up there. I'm embarrassed to say. That's why I'm taking yoga class while I'm in here. I mean, in here, like I'm in prison. This is what I'm doing. I'm taking my prison yoga class. Is this what prison feels like? How can we put people in prison? I know. It's like, anyway, massage the feet because if we massage our feet, we get the circulation going through all of our chakras. So actually, we probably should be massaging ourselves, our skin, our points in our hands. See, I can get my hands up to the camera. We should be doing this so we keep ourselves flexible mentally, physically, and everything. And we should also say, all of us, our mantra, foot freaks. I know, right? Oh, I know. I bet you. That's why I'm saying it. I really can't bend my feet up that way. I know people love feet, right? Don't they? I know. I guess feet are cute. Sometimes in the summer when you look at people's sandals when you're out and you see their feet, you're like, dude, did you not like consider people have to actually look at your feet? Like, it wouldn't hurt you to just like, I don't know, find some little kid or whatever, pay your grandkid to do your feet. Yeah, it's usually guys and it's guys with like flaky skin on their heels and stuff. Okay, so what we should be saying is, I am joyfully healthy and abundant now. I am joyful, healthy, and abundant now. I am joyful, healthy, and abundant now. I am joyfully healthy and abundant now. So let's do that. Let's just say that 15 times a day to ourselves in our own heads. I am healthy now. I am abundantly healthy now. I am happily healthy now. I am abundant because you guys are still going to want to keep money and get your jobs back and do all of that. Yes, I forgot to say that last night. It was bugging the hell out of me. Pisces and feet. Pisces rules the feet area. So you will see people with a lot of Pisces or a loaded 12th house having foot issues. That is very, very true. So we want to do that. We want to continue to take care of our bodies and actually enjoy. Oh yeah, I was talking about Q. I'm not sure how I feel about Q. I'm a partial Q follower and I knew about the pedophilia long time ago. I ran into it a long time ago. A long time ago. Somebody said something about smoky quartz. I just saw that for a second right there. Smoky quartz is an amazing crystal. Remember, okay, can't even show, should I show you? I'm going to show you. before we end this. I'm in my really crappy workout pants, so I apologize for that because I should have put my good ones on. Okay, there. So I'm going to take you over here. Okay, so here I am in the studio. I've got my pictures up. Can you see it? These are regular crystals, quartz crystals. Smoky quartz actually elevates the energy. That's my Keithy when he's a baby. And that's Chirpy Jason, little Chirpy Jason. And that's my wedding picture right there. Many, many years ago. And there's my Chirpy. Look at my Chirpy. Okay, I know no one cares, but that's my Chirpy. Anyway, this is my Jason. There he is. These are my studio pictures. Yeah, my kid. That's little Jason. That's me with my little Chirp. Anyway, these crystals here, anything quartz like this, any kind of quartz, here I go. I got to turn this way. Any kind of quartz like this magnifies whatever other crystal you put it with. So for example, if you put it beside your bed with a tourmaline, which grounds you, okay? If you put it beside your bed like that, it's going to elevate the tourmaline so that you, oh my God, what did I just do? So that if you work on certain things, it's going to pull the focus up more. Now I'm going to show you over here. Okay, you guys know, well, here you are. Remember, this is a studio, and now you're looking at my nostrils. That's just awesome. I can't figure out how to do this. Okay, I've got to do it. Oh no, sorry. Okay, so if you look at this is obsidian ball here. I love obsidian. And we have this over here. So we have tons of selenite, obsidian, selenite, amethyst, more obsidian. We have Lumerian. Do you guys know about Lumerian? Oh my God. Okay, so let's put this back. Here we go. I'm going around in circles. Okay, so I'm going to put this back here for a second. Ended my own video like a jackass. Okay, so I'm back because I can't walk around because I'm just not coordinated. But I found Lumerian for you. I took you on a tour of my pictures in the 5-foot thing. There you go. But I brought all my pictures of my baby because I love to watch my babies over there. I love when Jason stares at me from his picture when he was a good boy before he turned 2, you know, teenage-like. But now he's a grown man, so he's okay. He's going to beat the shit out of me for saying this. Anyway, this is called Lumerian. Do you guys know about Lumerian? I love Lumerian. It is one of the most beautiful crystals, even though it doesn't look beautiful in its natural form. If you look at it, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can see it in the light. It has ridges right here. Where are the ridges? There's the ridges. It has ridges that go up and down it. So the trick with the Lumerian, okay, it is a quartz crystal, but the ridges are what make it the Lumerian from Lumeria, apparently. So you're to take your hand. They tell you to put your nail and scratch the crystal, but I like to use the bottom of my thumb because I don't want to hurt the crystal's energy. Remember, they are living things. They really do. They have energy. That's why I have them everywhere around me. And sometimes people try to buy them online because I have the shop, but I don't want to sell them. So then I have to go back to my distributor and get more. Like, I can't give up these guys. I've got tons here, but I can't get rid of them. I can't. I just can't. They're my friends. So I have to really feel like one of them wants to leave me to pass them on. Even if you offer me money for them, I'm like, sometimes I don't want to give it away. I mean, I'd be selling it, but sometimes I don't want to. So the ones that I sell, I keep in a different part of the house because they know that they're going on to the people who need them. But these are my friends here. Rocks are my friends. They've always been my friends. They're Lila's friends too. But the Lumerian, when you touch it with your thumb, you hold it when you're meditating, and you move your thumb up and down, and it actually unlocks the DNA code within the structure of your soul being so that you can be more aligned with every chakra, including the chakras, the angelic and up farther, that go above the bodies, above the physical body. So you are unlocking the chakras all the way up, not the ones that the 7 that we typically deal with, but the ones that go all the way up. So I love it. If you just sit like this, if you're nervous and you hold it and you feel the little ridges, this opens up your structure, aligns everything. So this is one of, wait, what's a black screen? Oh no, you can't see me. Wait, what do you mean? Can you see me now? Uh-oh. Okay, why do you guys keep saying black screen? Are you seeing me? It says I'm live. Is anybody seeing me out there? We can't see you. Wait, can you see me? Oh no. Shut up. Can you see me? Somebody answer if they can see me. Can you? No. Oh, shit. Okay. What is going on here? Hold on. Oh, my God. We see a black screen. What is happening? Oh, no. I'm sorry. What is happening? Okay, let's look. The camera might be on the black one. What? Wait, can you see me now? Can you see me? Wait, who can see me? Reset. Well, wait. Okay, thumb off. What am I touching? Black like my soul. Okay, are we dead? No, hold on, hold on. Let me do this. No, I don't want to stop streaming. Ah! How do you reset? Let me figure out. Shoot. I'm still talking here, but I can't see. Okay. YouTube is being a bitch now. Why can't I see? This is just bitch ass weird. What is this nonsense here? Okay, wait, hold on. Let me, what the fucking hell is going on? YouTube. Okay, I'm trying to refresh. Okay, is it working now? Can you see me? Wait, there you are. Okay, it's zoomed. Can you see me? Who says no? I can see you go back. Zoom out. Oh, it's zoomed. Oh, okay, what the fuck is going on? I know, now you've really got a shot of the pores in my face. Every night, it's some kind of adventure with this shit. What is this? Okay, I'm back. Am I back? Okay, why am I seeing 700 pictures of myself across here? What is this shit? Cancel. Okay, for some. Now I've got bubbles floating around my head. What is this? Oh, I hate this thing. You know, it's a conspiracy. Okay, I literally have bubbles. Zoom out. How the fuck do you zoom out? Okay, normal. Is this zoomed out? Am I zoomed out or am I back zoomed in? Oh, God. Okay, you saw, yes, we saw, okay. Can you see me now? Blackout. No, zoom out. Okay, I don't even know where zoom is. Oh my God, I'm annoying. Okay, not yet. Ooh, mother. Now I'm pissed. Normal. Cancel. Fuck, hold on.